A very pleasant morning, Jai Hind, all of you, 12s. So the revised syllabus has come, and I know you all might be happy to look that the writing section has been reduced a lot. Okay, but remember that the literature section is it has been increased. Now your literature is there for 44 marks. So gear up and go with the detailed description of every chapter. How are you all? I hope you all must be taking the necessary precautions to fight against this COVID-19. Again, the lockdown, it has been started. So it's my humble request to you as well as to your parents, please do not step out unnecessarily and take necessary precautions. Okay, so now let us begin with the very new chapter, Deep Water by William Douglas. So as the name implies, you must be getting to know, you must have guessed in fact that the chapter is related to water, and that water is very deep. This deep is having two meanings. Deep means one, the water is already very deep. Second thing is that there are few memories which are deep inside the heart of the writer William Douglas. So let us explore. Before exploring, before we will go into the detailed description of the chapter, I would like to tell you the theme of the chapter. It is a kind of an essay, and in this essay, William O. Douglas talks about his fear. Fear of what? Fear of water, and how he finally overcomes it by his courage, determination, hard work, strong willpower, perseverance, and the desire to learn. If these are practiced, we can definitely achieve success in our all endeavors. So this is the key mantra for you all, also 12s. You should possess all these qualities in you, that is courage, determination, hard work, strong willpower, perseverance, and the desire to learn. Okay, so now let us move to the explanation of the chapter. Okay, before we proceed, let us quickly see about the writer, about the author. His full name is William Orville Douglas. Douglas, he was born in 1898 in USA, and he died in 1980. Okay. So you can see here on the screen also, Douglas was a leading advocate of individual rights. He was a judge at the Supreme Court of USA. Okay, and he was the one who has done the longest service for 36 years and 209 days in Supreme Court. Okay, so he was a judge at Supreme Court of USA. He retired in 1975 with a term lasting 36 years and remains the longest serving justice in the history of the court. Right? So this excerpt, EXCERPT, excerpt means a piece of writing. Okay, excerpt means a piece of writing. That means this part of writing which is there in your book. This excerpt is taken from Of Men and Mountains, from which you can see here on the screen. From this book, this excerpt has been taken. Okay, so a vivid description of his fear of water is given here, is given in this excerpt. How an incident occurred that almost killed him, how he strengthened him, and how finally he overcame that fear. That was described, told in this chapter. Okay, so this incident happened when the author was 10 or 11 years old. He had decided to learn to swim. There was a pool at the YMCA in Yakima that offered exactly the opportunity, right? So as I told you that this excerpt has been taken from Of Men and Mountains, and it is about one childhood incident that occurred with our author and how he overcame it, and what happened next that we are going to explore. Now let us move. His mother would continually remind him that the river was very dangerous. Yakima was the name of the river. I will go with the detailed explanation of the chapter line by line also. But let us go with the summary first. So his mother would continually remind him that the river was very dangerous as many people drowned in it, and to stay away from that river. He joined swimming, felt that it would be safer for him. Then what happened? So his mother would continually remind him that the river was very dangerous as many people drowned in it, in Yakima River, and she asked him to stay away from it. Now let us see, dear student, what happens. He joined swimming, and he wanted to overcome his fear. Okay, so he thought that the pool was safe for swimming, right? And it was only 2 or 3 feet deep, so at the shallow end, and while it was 9 feet deep at the other, the slope was very gradual. So he got a pair of water wings also. Here you can see on the screen. So he got the pair of water wings would help him stay on the surface, but more they instilled a sense of confidence in him. He was so keen to learn that he gave up his dislike to go bare-legged to the pool. From childhood, at the age of 3 and 4, when the author accompanied his father to the beach, he realized that he disliked water. He would get very frightened by the power of the waves, which threw him, swept over, and he was buried in water. He was out of breath and very frightened. So as a child he was very afraid of water, very much frightened, very much scared of the water. He realized this thing when he used to go to a beach with his father, when he used to see all those waves coming towards him, no? So he realized this thing that these waves really threatened me, these waves are really frightening me. The past experiences with water would keep coming to him and revived his childish fears. So once he started going to the swimming pool, those past experiences, those old memories started coming back to his mind. Gradually he gathered the confidence, would pedal across the water with his wings, watching other boys swim and copying them. But he mustered some courage and he started swimming. It was just when he had started feeling comfortable that the incident took place. So it was very difficult for him to start swimming because of his old memories which was there, but anyhow he gathered some courage and he thought of to begin with it. But as soon as he was a little bit comfortable with all these things, an incident took place which changed his life. How? Let us see. He reached the pool, but as there was no one else, he felt it safer to wait for others to come, and so sat on the side of the pool. A big boy came by whom the author found to be a tough guy. Okay, you can see on the screen as well. So a big boy came by whom the author found to be a tough guy. Author, he was a small child at that time when he started to learn swimming. He saw that he saw a big boy who came to the swimming pool. He picked up the author and threw him in the deep end. He landed in the pool in the same sitting position, got water in his mouth and sank to the bottom. I just want you all to visualize this thing. Close your eyes and visualize that you are sitting at the poolside. A big boy came and he threw you to the water. In that same sitting position, you reached to the bottom, you sank to the bottom. In fact, how dreadly situation it would be for a small child of 2 to 3 years, isn't it? Now let us see. He was frightened but kept his mind working and devised a way out, which was to reach the bottom of the pool and then make a big jump. Then he planned that soon he would reach the surface, lie flat on it, and pedal to the edge of the pool. So, see, his mind was working. He thought of doing so many things, like let me lie flat on the surface, and once I will reach the bottom, then I will pedal to the edge of the pool. This is what he thought. Things did not turn out as planned. It was a long journey at the bottom of the pool, and he felt those 9 feet were more like 90. It happens when the situation is adverse, we feel that this situation is not ending. What happened? We found it even bit stretched. We found it more prolonged. Okay, so somehow he gathered all the strength and pushed against the bottom of the pool, imagining that he would reach up to the surface in a second, but instead he moved up slowly. Okay, he was overpowered by fear, reached out, and if to grab something, but could only get his hands on the water. He was trying, he was just splashing his hands like this so that he could reach to something, he can hold something, but he could not find anything over there except water. He got suffocated due to lack of air, because he was deep inside the water. There was no air. He was feeling very much suffocated, could not scream. Many of you must be going for the swimming classes held by our school itself. You would have in fact, though there are teachers to take care of you all, but you can imagine, you can feel this, right? You can feel this thing. So he was so suffocated that he could not even scream, moved his arms desperately, but all his efforts failed, and he once again sank to the bottom of the pool. Okay, now he started losing strength. So till now he was trying. We will go with the detailed explanation with the chapter line by line, but this is the summary. So till here he was trying, his mind was working, but now finally he started losing strength, but still he could recall the strategy. So he was losing his physical strength, but his mind was still working. He was planning some sort of strategies. An unexplainable terror seized him, which can only be understood by sheer experience. His limbs were lifeless. The only sign of life was his heartbeat. Means just by looking from the outside, it seems like he's almost dead, but only his heart was beating. Okay, his limbs has stopped moving. His hands were not moving. Okay, he sang for the 3rd time. 3 times he sang. He sucked in water, and then suddenly all his efforts to save himself stopped. He was relaxed, peaceful, fearless, and sleepy. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means he has what? He gave up. It means he gave up. He lost all the stamina, strength inside him, and he was just lying on the surface of the water as if a dead body is there, right? So he was almost dead, and the next thing which he can remember is lying beside the pool vomiting. After that, he has gone unconscious. He could not remember anything what happened afterwards. Only thing which he remembered is that he was lying beside the pool and he was vomiting. He heard someone scolding the boy who had pushed him. That also he remembers, that somebody was scolding that boy who has thrown me in the water. He was upset for many days and remained away from water. A few years later, his desire to go to the waters of the Cascades or the Teton or Bumping River or bathing in warm lake of the Goat Rocks would fill him with fear. Means he stopped thinking of all these. Like he stopped thinking about water, about rivers, going for adventure spots. He just stopped all this because whenever he used to think about all this thing, the same incident used to come into his mind, and the author got scared of it. This fear ruined his fishing trips. He was not able to go for fishing trips also, deprived him of the joy of canoeing, boating and swimming. So he was not been able to go for any kind of adventure sports. He hired an instructor. So see, when this was happening again and again, he was missing all these things. So what he decided to hire an instructor who used various techniques to teach him swimming. It was after a couple of months that the author could finally swim, but the fear from the incident often came back to him. So what happened, once he hired the trainer, the instructor, he was able to swim in the pool, but that thought was not going away from his mind, and whenever that thought used to strike his mind, he felt very much frightened and fearful, afraid. He wanted to make sure that all of that terror had left him, for which he went to various lakes. So what he decided to overcome his fear, he decided that now I can swim very nicely in the pool. Let me try to swim into the rivers. Okay, so he went to the various lakes, dived and swam across them until he had defeated all of it. That means finally he was able to swim, to cross all those lakes very nicely, efficiently. Okay, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. This is an important quote given by the American President Franklin Roosevelt. This experience, and see students, this is an important line from this chapter. It very often comes in the form of extract. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Even a value-based question may come from this. So this experience taught him that death is being at peace and the fear of death is terrorizing. So what president is trying to tell? You know that death is really peaceful. Death, once you are died, you least bother about anything because you are died. You do not know what's happening, what is all. So death is very peaceful. What is the terrifying thing? That is the fear of death. That fear of death is really, really terrorizing thing. As Roosevelt knew when he said, all we have to fear is fear itself. Means हमें किससे डरना है? किसका डर है? डर से डरना है हमें. Okay, all we have to fear is fear itself. His desire to live life grew intensely as he had overcome his fear. Who? Now Douglas, he has a comeback. He has overcome his fear of water. He has swam across the difficult rivers, difficult waves, and he has overcome his fear. So this is how the chapter ends. This was all the summary of the chapter. We will go with the line by line description, don't worry. As I already told you in the beginning that this excerpt, it's taken from author's autobiography of Men and Mountains. In this piece, he tells about his fear of water and how he conquered it by determination and willpower. So this chapter, you have to jot few of the words which you have to use while writing your answers, that is determination, willpower, conquered, perseverance, all these words. As a child, when he was 3 or 4 years old, I told you he would go to the beach with his father in California. He would get scared by the might of the huge waves which swept over him, that it instilled a permanent fear in his subconscious mind. A few years later, in his eagerness to learn swimming, he joined a swimming pool where an incident further increased his terror. He was pushed into the pool by another boy and experienced death very closely. तो उसका जो डेथ से एक तरीके का एनकाउंटर हुआ था, that was very close, very close. He was almost dead. So after a few years of this incident, for a few years after that incident, he stayed away from the water. But the desire to go fishing and exploring the nature was so strong enough to motivate him to overcome his fear. He learned swimming with the help of an instructor who ensured that the author knew swimming well enough to be able to swim in huge lakes and cascades also. When the author would swim, the fear from his childhood experiences embedded in his subconscious mind would grip him over and over again. He wanted to conquer that fear. So he faced it sarcastically, thinking that he knew how to swim. What harm could it do? He challenged his fear in the face of it, and finally the fear would vanish. So it was a baseless fear instilled in his subconscious mind. This experience was valuable for him. He has experienced terror, death, overcame it, and finally conquered it. He realized what he realized. He realized that death is peaceful, and it is the fear of death that is terrorizing. Death is not terrorizing. Death is peaceful. Okay? His will to live life grew intensely as he had overcome his fear. So now here, that was the summary of the chapter Deep Water. Keywords are here which I want you to know the meanings. Treacherous, the very first word is treacherous. Treacherous means deceptive. Okay, deceptive. Then second word is subdued. Subdued means to overcome. Bachche, because the question paper will be in the form of MCQ format now, so any word could be asked in the form for the meaning. What is the meaning according to this chapter? So you should be aware of it, right? Then there is a word aversion. Aversion means dislike. Revived, brought back. Ducked. Ducked here means dived. Okay. Tossed. Tossed means threw up. Nightmare. Nightmare means a frightening dream. Throbbed. My heart throbbed. Throbbed means palpitated. Palpitated. Terror stricken. Full of fear. That is known as terror stricken. Dock. Another word, dock. Dock means a part of port. So now we have reached to an end of this video. Deep Water chapter explanation, line-wise explanation, I will send in other videos. I will see you very soon. Please read the chapter at home so that you should not be blank and you can understand the explanation provided to you by your teacher. Thank you. Have a very great day ahead.